Good evening, everyone. It's a pleasure to see you all here again.
Good evening,
Um,
ma'am.
Good
Good
evening.
evening.
Good evening. Yeah. So, what prompted this topic today is a very personal reason. And the reason is there has been a huge, humongous shift in my life. All right. And this is a physical shift. It needed me to have an emotional shift, a personal shift, and even, let's call it, psychological shift. So there were many kinds of shifts, and I wondered, I said, if I am going through so many emotions and so many feelings, how is it for everyone else to accept change? Now, if I tell you in very simple terms, what is the thing I'm talking of? I have shifted location. Okay, fine, people shift homes, don't they? But I shifted after living 40 years in one location to a totally new place, totally new ambience, totally new setup and a way of life in terms of, as you move forward. And since I had to do it all alone, I came with, I don't want to say how many boxes. Then the unpacking of each box, even though there was a lot of sifting that was done before shifting, the unpacking of each box is bringing about such a sort of, tsunami of emotions. And I was wondering, why is the universe, or what is the universe trying to tell me? And the brilliance came out. You are being made to go through all this so that you can help others to understand what it means when it needs or there is necessity for you to accept change. Do we accept it easily? Right now, if you saw what is behind me, you would be shocked because it's full of boxes with a lot of things open. So thank God for Zoom for having a blur option, which is helping me. Today I have made it very personal, but when you reconsider it and you think about it, think personally in your own spaces, in your thoughts. Are there reasons around you which keep sort of binding you and not allowing you to think of change? Because it's a very easy statement that we hear all the time, that change is the only constant. It's nice to hear, but do we really believe in the constancy and the consistency of change? How do we react? How do we behave? How do we handle it? Are we proactive? Are we reactive? Do we go into a blame game? Now, again, it's not about a physical shift like I had, but shift in relationships, shift in the style of cooking and eating. Maybe once you get married, there may be a totally different way of, culinary skills which are followed by the family. A simple thing, way of dressing, dress code. It could also be as simple as, accepting that, yes, I may come from a family of 4, but I am now living in a family of 10 because it's a joint family. Knowing very well what it involves. You still got married. You still chose that. But now, have you accepted what it is bringing to the table, as we say? So many changes, right? So anyone or everyone goes through this whole period of experience, which can traumatize you also. Because if we don't accept or embrace or understand why this change has been brought into our lives, what is it that is, sort of pushing me in a direction that is totally different from what I am used to. Now think of all the options in terms of the areas that may require a change within you or from you, or acceptance of change because of others, acceptance of a different way of living, thinking, behaving, acting, even talking to each other because of a certain change. Can you give me any examples of what you people go through? Are you easily accepting changes in your life? Do you accept it? Any example where you had to go through a whole experience? Because, as I said, it is not just mentally accepting that, okay, now it is, first it was A and now it is B. The transition from A to B and of it coming together to synchronize and energize your path moving forward is something that requires a lot of courage. It requires a lot of self-introspection. It requires a lot of self-confidence. It requires a lot of belief. It requires a lot of action. Some good, some not so good. When I say not so good, it means maybe you don't like it, but it has to be done. So can anybody give me any examples of even a small change that they accepted, or is accepting change tough for you and so difficult that it creates barriers in relationships, in finances, in emotions, in behavior, in patterns? It could be so many
Yes.
things, right? Yeah. Can somebody tell me? I see Geeta Arora has raised her hand. Yes, Geeta. Can't hear you. You're muted.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like in my case, some time ago, my full focus was on my husband.
Okay.
Just nurturing and inspiring and something where he was demotivated, like total attention. And I maybe some role gets neglected, be it myself or be my children. So now, like after he left, now my full focus is in, nurturing myself and my children. So then that acceptance is there because, like, we often say to our children, focus on what you're doing now. So then definitely that applies on ourselves. Like how to give the best, what I had given him the best, now how can I nurture myself and my children to give them the best.
Okay,
So they
wonderful.
also learn to be brave and even in a way inspiring them that what exactly should be done.
Right.
Then I tell them also to take care of themselves also. That is also important. Don't
Right.
neglect yourself. So definitely that learning lesson that in some age, like we do multitasking, and that josh hota hai, like doing this, that so much multitasking we do, I remember too much I've done. So now, like that stand still, relax, just attend yourself, nurture yourself, because I have seen my children also following my pattern. They were also attending others. But now when I attend myself and them also, so they have learned. So at the right age, they have got a lesson that don't neglect yourself.
Right, right. Absolutely wonderful, Geeta. But just, somehow do a deeper introspection that when you're talking of the transformative qualities that the children also need to adapt to, is it coming from a source of inspiration or it is a source coming from a space of desperation? Okay, if I have to get things done with mother or mommy has to do things for us, let's just follow what she's telling us to do, right? And also, when you are inspiring so much and telling your children and yourself, how to nurture yourself, how to be the best version of you, take into account that am I doing it firstly with a complete belief in what I am, or is it coming out of a necessity? Necessity of necessity of survival, of living, of making them do things which maybe you experienced in your life and you don't want your children to experience. Yeah. So it is important that we learn to sort of make ourselves differentiate and understand where are we coming from. If it is completely from a space of inspiration, then Geeta, you're doing great. Okay. But just check on that and see what is it that further motivates you, or because if you are just a giver, are you nurturing yourself correctly? Because somewhere there is this need in all of us to be giving the best to our children, our family, etc., because that because can be filled up by you. Get it? So if I ask you right now that you want to give the best to your children, to your husband, and for them to be able to move forward in life, because can you answer it?
Because I feel definitely, like we often say, a cup should be filled in order to give.
Right.
So definitely nurture yourself so well, and when any needy comes in front of you, you're able to give your best.
Right. So it's about giving. So that giving
How
has
do
to
you
be.
differentiate inspiration and desperation? How do you feel? Matlab,
Sorry?
how do you feel it's out of inspiration or out of desperation?
You have to ask yourself.
Pardon?
You have to ask yourself whether it's coming from a
Okay.
space of inspiration or desperation.
I feel it's an inspiration, because once I remember that inspiration word has gone into me so well, because
Mm-hmm.
when I was talking in some meeting and Mamta ma'am had told me, don't say help, say inspire. So
Absolutely.
that's a wonderful word I've learned, and I feel really, really we inspire.
Yeah. So that is why
In a
I
way, when we
wanted.
inspire others, we also get inspired by that.
True, true. So that is why I was insisting on wanting to ask you whether it is from inspiration or desperation. So if it is coming from a space of inspiration, this help that you're offering is more of a care of, being a carer, being a provider, being a listener, being a partner. It depends, what are the roles that you have chosen to play, and play it positively. Okay. So, Geeta, that is great. And let me just get a reading for you what it says. Excellent. It just says that keep operating out of integrity and honesty. Left, integrity, chakra. And that's all about giving, right? So, courageously be your true self. When you are not being your true self, you may feel as if you are cheating, betraying, or letting down yourself or someone in your environment. So explore the possibility of being in total integrity with your being, and you will be able to live your life in alliance with your true self and be who you are in the safest manner. So the path that you have chosen, very good. Continue with it. And at the same time, remember that the life patterns will keep offering you a lot of changes, a lot of reasons for change, a lot of influences for change, a lot of energies for change, environmentally, socially, physically, mentally, emotionally. So if it's something that is going to keep you focused to be in the now and live with it, go ahead. Do it fully, do it with integrity, do it with complete fairness, and do it with complete honesty. So I would just say you can, sort of have this statement with you, affirmation. I accept and embrace. I accept, embrace, and celebrate my integrity, honesty, and fairness. I accept, embrace, and celebrate my integrity, honesty, and fairness. Yeah.
Could you just repeat Apurva, and then I'll just. Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much. The way actually what you talk, I actually feel, at times I used to in between, giving, but then at times, I just wanted to put full stop. I was resisting. And then I'm suddenly saying like, what is happening? And then when I actually stopped doing that, and actually I felt like opportunities coming my way, and it was actually giving me that growth.
Excellent. So when you understand that your growth is dependent only on you and nobody else, your development is dependent on you, nobody else, your help to yourself is dependent on you and nobody else, that's when you continue to keep growing and living and learning to be in the now. Okay? Now that's for everyone. It's not just for Geeta. Right? Thank you, Geeta.
Lovely.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Yes, PG. I don't know. PG stands for
Arati Gupta.
Hi, Preeti.
Hi, ma'am.
Good evening. Yeah. Tell me.
Yeah, so something which I'm not able to accept. I mean, I'm still trying to adjust. So I think this is regarding my teenager daughter. All of a sudden, she has become too, I think, I should say, health conscious or something. And she's just not eating the way I would like her to eat. But she's also underweight and, on the lower side. And all of a sudden, she's like demanding her total freedom. And she says that don't interfere in my life. Let me eat what I want to eat. Though she's eating all healthy, my worry is, she's going down her weight. She's not having energy to study. And, all those things, I can see that she's suffering. But she doesn't want to listen to me. I don't know what to do. I'm feeling very helpless about it.
Okay, so firstly, let's work on your helplessness and then I'll give you an explanation also. Let's see what Redikall guides us about your helplessness, okay? Okay, so it says that, oh, sorry, I have to go back to the previous page. It's right vulnerability chakra. That is a reminder to allow the universe to safeguard your interest. So what is happening is that somewhere you are allowing yourself to become very vulnerable because of what your daughter is, going through or, experiencing right now. You are somewhere making it part of you. And because you're making it part of you, you are feeling very vulnerable about it. So all in this universe are taken care of. If you recognize the feeling of vulnerability, you will open up to receive divine protection and care. It is good to know that you are vulnerable and yet safeguarded by the universal plan. all vulnerable ones are taken care of in natural ways. Example, camouflaging colors, etc.,
Yeah.
hair on vital parts, etc. Have faith that the universe naturally safeguards all that needs to thrive in the greater scheme. If you still feel vulnerable and not safeguarded enough, you need to reconsider aligning and allowing yourself to be safeguarded in divine ways for safeguarding your interests. So maybe somewhere there is an ancestral or a past life guilt of making others feel vulnerable. It could also be over the period of time with your own daughter. Now, how old is your daughter, if I may ask?
16.
Right. So, if we look at the patterns of children of today,
Yeah.
we will see that they are very much influenced by social media
Yeah.
and the peer group. Okay. Now, thing is, when I say we, I may be a little older we version of you. So we all have been going through experiences of change in our life.
Yeah.
You remember when you were young, your parents may have said to you कि हमारे ज़माने में तो ऐसा नहीं होता था.
Yes.
Why do you want it?
Correct.
So at your age of 15, 16, 17, whatever was happening as a change or a rebellion in you, and it's not just you, it is for all of us. We have all gone through it, and we have always heard this and a few other very typical statements from our parents कि जब तुम्हारे बच्चे होंगे तब पता लगेगा. Number one. Yeah.
Every day I think that. I tell her in my, in my
Don't
mind.
do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm saying it very openly because what are you doing? In a way, without realizing, you are not cursing, but you are saying the wrong thing, which is going out in the universe, and this universe is listening to everything that you're saying.
Yeah.
Okay. So just be cautious about what you say to her, number one. Number two, if I ask you now to go back in your time and see and look, did you not have those similar kind of situations or sort of clashes with your parents? Of course you had. So did we, all of us. Right. Number three, social media and the trend of today of the children is very different from what we and others before us experienced, because the children of today have come with the new consciousness, and in that consciousness they are very either matter of fact, or they will believe only what is told to them in black and white, or things that they can nurture and believe and want to get influenced by their choice, not what you tell them. So what can you do? You can basically, and here then you become very vulnerable because you feel desperate. You feel as a parent, which is all right. There's nothing wrong. Every parent wants to take care of their children. But you become desperate, and because of that desperation, what are you sending out to her? Remember, you have an umbilical cord connection to your daughter, energetic. So you are sending out only desperation energies to her. So when she is getting desperate, she may be seeing her peer group and other people and maybe discussing and talking and the social media influences. And because of that, she may be also getting desperate. Because of that, she may not want to eat. She may want to do things differently. A lot of things can happen. And that is where this kind of change, firstly, has to be accepted by you, by not being vulnerable. Be strong, be in command, be wise, be totally in sync with the changing trends, what are happening around you. And I won't say become a friend, but be a partner to her to understand, okay, fine, you want to eat all this. How can we go about it? Why don't we do this? That, okay, on 5 days you eat this, or 6 days you eat this, etc. Something. I mean, I can't quantify that for you,
Yeah.
but the point is, you have to work on yourself first. The
Right.
moment you shift, the
Yeah.
energies around you will start shifting.
Sure.
The child
Yeah.
will not see you as a villain. The child will not see you as somebody who doesn't understand what I want.
Right.
Because we think by trying to force them to believe what we want is the best way, which it isn't.
Yeah.
If we become open enough to tell them, all right, let me try and understand you fully, and whatever way I can help you to manage your food and whatever other things she wants to do, become a partner to it.
Right.
Don't become a friend.
Yeah.
There's a
Yeah.
difference.
No, I know. I mean, try to understand and then work around that.
Yes. So just what you need to do is just work on by saying that 1 minute. कहाँ चला गया? Sorry.
It was vulnerability.
Yeah. So just say, I recognize my vulnerability.
I recognize vulnerability.
Yeah. And you can also say, I intend and invite
I intend and invite
my higher consciousness
my higher consciousness
to safeguard my interests.
to safeguard my interests.
So what are we doing here? We're taking the help of the higher consciousness to sort of keep us protected from anything that will continue to make us vulnerable.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I recognize my vulnerability, which means I accept and embrace my vulnerability. So you can say either of the statements. Either I accept and embrace my vulnerability, and or I recognize my vulnerability.
Yes.
Work on it, Preeti. I'm sure when you start feeling the difference in you, that energy will reach out to people around you.
Sure. Thank you, ma'am. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
All right. Now I'm going to look at the list. Where is the list? So now we have Seema. Yes, Seema.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay. So, when you were talking to first, who was it? Geeta.
Geeta.
Yeah. So even I was introspecting and I realized that, I had been working out of desperation all these years. And then obviously my environment was not changing and I used to be very upset.
Mm-hmm.
And then as one started to, become a little aware, so then it came, okay, I need to change.
Mm-hmm.
And I realized that I needed to change for myself, not for anyone else, first of all.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and of course, I had this very strong need to be needed. So I would be everywhere. I realized that, those little, that awareness ki wo batti jalti thi na, to samajh aata tha, okay, this is because of this that I'm doing it. So yeah, one started to step back a little. Ki bhai, ab, ऐसे नहीं करना, वो करना. And then all the time it was just wanting to do for them, and अपना तो कुछ होता ही नहीं था ना. But then when I started focusing on myself, what I wanted to do, I realized that, slowly it took a lot of time, of course, for them to realize that now I am operating out of a different space altogether.
Right.
And not initially, and just because वो आदत थी ना अपने लिए कुछ करने में, तो पहले गिल्ट हो जाता था, my guilt story. So वो तो पकड़ के रखी हुई थी. Then I realized what nonsense. I am a person who wants to do certain things, so why can't I do it? If they can do it, why can't I? So हाँ से पहले तो rebellion से start हुआ, but then And so beautifully, I realized that.
May I just interrupt here? You said rebellion se start hua. I would not call it rebellion, Seema. I would call it the acceptance of knowing what I am and what I need to be.
Okay.
It's not rebellion. A rebellion would be if you're going totally out, and becoming a desperate person in terms of behavior, attitude, temperament. Here was that you were finally clear that you want to establish your own identity. You want to establish your own boundaries. Boundaries means energetic boundaries.
Yes.
You want others to understand and accept the person that the authentic Seema that you are. So working hard on yourself, you've been able to achieve that. So don't call it rebellion.
Okay, thank you for correcting me again. सबसे पहले अपने को मैंने hit करना होता है ना. So, but then now I realize that many a times I get cooperation.
Excellent.
Yeah, and there is maybe initially thoda sa resistance aati hai from others, but that's very short-lived. And there is now.
How does it make you feel?
Okay. How does that make me feel?
When cooperation comes and when people are responding to what you are saying or what you are doing.
Earlier it used to be.
I'm not talking of earlier. Now.
Okay. There is a lot of gratitude that's come into my life.
Brilliant. Yeah. So see, the critical thing here is for all of us to understand that we do have a tendency to keep thinking of the reasons because of which this has happened today. No, you have already moved on. You have flown, not flown, you have sort of been in that boat which has sailed and brought you to this point. There is no point looking back to say, because that used to happen and now it doesn't happen. No. You just need to move forward, and that is what it means learning to be in the now. Okay. So being in the now doesn't mean only when you have to do a certain task or a job. So all the changes that are happening in your life, Seema, are leading you towards gratitude. The more grateful you are to yourself, to others, to circumstances, to feelings, to sensitivities, everything, that's what you're getting in return. Acceptance. People are accepting you. People are embracing whatever you have to say. So my suggestion to everybody is, whenever you are in a situation where you realize today you are at a definitely, let's say, 2 steps ahead. I won't say totally positive because we're always on a journey and we do find reasons to look for something that is not so nice. But when we look at it as what we are experiencing today in the positive, if it is, ask yourself, how does it make me feel? And if it makes, like in her, Seema, as you have said, a lot of gratitude. So the more you work on the gratitude, the more grateful things will happen around you.
Yeah, I keep falling, but I do pick up myself.
That's okay.
I immediately.
We're not perfect.
Yeah.
Right?
So in the morning also something happened and I was angry and मैंने honestly मन में abuse भी किया था. Then I said, stupid me. I know the other person playing a role. मैं क्यों नहीं देख रही कि मैंने ये क्यों invite किया? मैं क्यों कर रही हूँ? And in seconds I was calm.
So thirdly, stop calling yourself stupid or idiot or whatever else it is. Please.
Point take it.
Take it. The Seema inside you, the real Seema who's sitting right there. Every time she comes up, you push her down. Okay. So that Seema doesn't know what to do. So then she always is in a state of doldrums, not knowing how to respond or react. And then you say, मैं इतनी कोशिश करती हूँ, then I go back. You are not going back. you're pushing back the energy that is trying to enhance itself and be the real you. So Abhi bhi jaise you just said, look, I'm very blunt, you know that. And
I know. And I love you for that. You know it.
so the moment you call yourself stupid, what have you done? You've made the world want to believe, all the people on this platform to believe that, yeah, she is stupid. Right? But is she? No, she's not. Because if she knows how to be grateful, that is a quality which very few people can think of developing, in a short time, let's say 1 year or 1.5 years or 2 years, whatever you have been with us. So it's not easy. Gratefulness and gratitude sometimes takes a lifetime. But so honor what you have, my dear. Love yourself, honor yourself, respect yourself, regard yourself, and just be. Okay? So no more stupids and no more anything else. So let me get a reading for you for what you are today. Okay? 1 minute.
Please be around to give me this.
Okay, so it says, right attention chakra. Reminder to get attention in a constructive way. Okay, so it says that that's exactly what maybe you are experiencing, or it becomes part of the process. We all need attention. At times you may have a negative attention seeking attitude. For example, arguing, objecting, asking unnecessary questions, etc. Recognize your need for attention and use it in a constructive way where you as well as others benefit. So you are on that track already. The changes which are happening in your life are bringing you on a pedestal of gratefulness and gratitude. And in between, if there are reasons where you have to go through some kind of objection or things which are not sounding so right in your space, convert them into what can be constructive out of it. What is the best solution out of this? Do I need to work on myself, or do I need to back off, or do I need to just detach? Do I need to love? Maybe the lesson is that I need to love more, give more, provide more. Could be anything, right? So work on that and just continue your journey of being on the side and the path of gratefulness, plus loving yourself, honoring yourself, respecting yourself. Okay? And you're there. You're there. So you can say, firstly, I receive attention and all that is in a constructive manner. I receive attention and all that is in a constructive manner. Yeah?
Yeah.
And work on, I see my love for self-love, and I see my honor, etc. You know that one, huh? I see my honor, I feel my honor. Usko karte raho.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So the next is Sheetal Lakhani. Thank you, Seema. Thank you very much. Sheetal Lakhani.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yes. Good evening, Sheetal. Tell me.
Lucid reading.
Lucid reading. That's all. Okay. It's a blank page.
Thank you so much.
So obviously, whatever you're working on,
Just
continue
go
on that. Yeah, continue on that, and make sure that it is not coupled with some kind of a selfish motive in it. That's all. Continue on your path of whatever you're doing right now, as I know it, and you'll be fine, because it's a blank page completely.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I respect that blank page. Thank you.
Great. Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Sheetal. Leena Kelkar. Yes, Leena.
Yeah, good evening, ma'am.
Good evening. How can I help
Yes.
you? Tell me something about your
I just
acceptance of
wanted the
change.
reading.
Oh, you just want a reading?
My,
All
yeah.
right, all right. Wow, this is the second person for right vulnerability chakra. So it says the same thing, reminder to allow the universe to safeguard your interests. So just check whether you have, I'm reading the keywords, check whether it resonates with you, Leena. Vulnerability, your sensitivity, your need to be safeguarded, delicate, your need for protection. Does this resonate with you?
Yeah, isn't it?
Okay. All right. So it says your reluctance to accept vulnerability could become your core issue, coming in the way of a harmonious relationship. You may feel a kind of constant threat from people around because of having revealed your vulnerability. The defenses that you use to mask your vulnerability actually threatens others around you and prompts them to offend or intrude in your space, leaving you more vulnerable and with a strong need for powerful defenses. No amount of defenses could make you secure as the threat is from within. Rediscover the strength within, shed those barriers, and learn to live with faith and trust. It is a process. You need to pursue and persist. Walling up with defenses is counterproductive in the relationship. And if you are feeling hurt in a relationship, you will wall up to avoid getting hurt. Okay? Does that resonate with you?
Yeah.
If you wall up, you are hurting yourself. And if you do not wall up, you are likely to run a little risk of being hurt once again. And yet will allow the relationship healing mechanism to heal the past trauma and make your partner to be more sensitive to your vulnerability. Does that make sense, Leena?
Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Just little explain what to do that.
So sometimes it happens within us, if we are hurting too much, let's say, we have a tendency to say, okay, I'm not going to talk, I'm not going to say anything, I'm just going to keep quiet. Now, what are we doing? We are damaging the relationship further by not being able to take charge of what we need to say or do, because we have walled up. And probably the other person, I'm not saying it's your spouse, it could be anybody. It could be at work, it could be finance, it could be money, it could be relationships, it could be your children. I don't know if you're married or not. And it could be your friends, it could be your relationship with your own home, it could be anything possible. A relationship where you wall up. So suppose if you wall up, that I don't care what happens to this house, for example. I don't care. Let anything happen. Now, what will happen if you are supposed to be the master of the house in terms of the person who's, it's your own home. When you start neglecting it, what happens? The house starts going into neglect.
Yeah.
Things start going wrong. The pipes will burst. Electricity will not come. Walls become black. Whatever. So who's responsible for it? Only us. So if you wall up, now this is just a totally different example I gave. Same thing with relationships.
How we will relate this to money?
So if you are the kind of person, I'm not saying you are the kind, if one is the kind of person that if they have the money and they just lock it up completely, not touch it, not out of a sense of insecurity, but I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to let anybody touch it. I'm not going to touch it, and let it just be. What is happening to the money? Nothing. It's not growing. It's just
okay.
being locked up inside your house and you're hiding it. You're hiding it and using it in a way like a thief. उसमें से 500 निकाल लिया, 100 निकाल लिया, कोई देख ना ले, let it be my money. So what are you doing? You are not allowing money to enhance itself. Money
Okay.
can only grow around you with you as an energy. It's a consciousness. Money is a
Yes.
consciousness. So if you treat your finances irregularly or improper, the money will also treat you accordingly. It will not come in your space. We are the ones who define the boundaries of how much we want in terms of money consciousness. But money, because we think it's a security, we have a tendency to lock it up and keep it away and not use it and live a very difficult life. Maybe if I can afford, it's not about afford. I can have, if I want to go out and just order an ice cream for myself, I can have it, but I won't. It's a waste of money. Really? Is it really a waste of money? Just a small example. Yeah. Or
Yes, yes.
if maybe your children want something which is necessary but not essential.
Okay.
And they say they want it, but you don't give it to them. So what has happened? The relationship with the children also goes through some kind of not bad thing phase, but definitely discord happens. Okay.
Yes.
So when that discord happens, then in future, if they want something, perhaps they'll say, we don't want to tell her, it doesn't matter, she is not going to do it anyway. So money in any case is stagnating over there. If you had used it, the results could be the children maybe performing and doing better. And because of that, maybe not today, tomorrow, they could bring you fame and a lot of acceptance as a person who cares and provides beautifully for the family. So money has many rules. Money says the way you will treat me, you will get treated accordingly.
Okay.
That is what it means. Okay. Does that clarify what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Great. So I
Thank
think
you.
you should follow this statement, Leena.
Yes.
Just say, firstly, I find my vulnerability. Simple one. I find my vulnerability. I find my need for vulnerability. I find my reasons for vulnerability. I find my resistance to let go of my vulnerability. And I find the brilliance in my vulnerability.
Okay.
Yeah. Work on these, Leena, and I'm sure you'll get solutions over time. Because it's only up to you. Nobody else can sort of help us or guide us. We think that others are helping us. No, we're not. Nobody is helping us. We are helping ourselves with the help of Redikall and with the help of our higher consciousnness. And we are so happy, and grateful that this beautiful tool has been provided to us. If we really use it authentically. Redikall, the affirmations, the statements, we all see there is a shift that happens around us. Yeah?
Yes. So,
Great.
ma'am, how many times I have to recite
Um,
this?
I would recommend that keep saying each statement till you want to say it. If you start counting, 7 times, then I have to do 2. So then what is happening? We are using our conscious mind also. So jab dil kare, change kar lo, go to the next sentence. Maybe you want to say the first statement only 5 times. Maybe you want to say the second statement 20 times. Go ahead. It's okay. Everything is okay. Just follow the way you think you would like to do it, right? So, and I would recommend do it at least for 21 days and see and feel the change in you or the shift. And it will be nice to know about it. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. All right. Then we have Bina. Yes, Bina.
can do a lucid reading for me, Aate.
Sorry, lucid reading. Okay.
Yeah. Because if I start telling, I will tell many things.
You know, Bina, that's a fantastic thing. I'm so proud of you today. This is the first time you have said a statement like this, and look at yourself. That means you have started taking charge of your life.
Yeah, yes, Aate.
Yeah, that
I'm
means you have
moving step by
started.
step.
Yeah, no, that means nobody is in trouble anywhere. Fine, we understand it's a platform where everybody gets limited time. But for you to accept and embrace and then work on it accordingly and say, just do a lucid reading for me, is a big step forward, Bina, and please congratulate yourself on that. Okay?
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Aate. Any affirmation for me?
Who said that?
Me, Beena itself.
Yeah, I'm looking for you. One minute. Wow. Bina, this is right, faithful following chakra. Reminder to invite faithful followers. That means if you have experienced betrayal, cheating, backstabbing, etc., leave it be. Let it go. Okay? It says it hurts when you experience a backstab, betrayal, and cheating and let down by others, especially from those who have been a solid support to you or those who have been faithful followers. Sometimes you could even perceive a backstab from masters, gurus, guru figures, or God. This backstab could be financial, social, emotional, or related to relationships or health. It can be quite a hurtful situation to be backstabbed. However, when you discover how and when you manifest it, you will be able to rise beyond the emotional hurt and forgive others for backstabbing. And forgive others for backstabbing you, and also forgive yourself for allowing this experience. This is brilliant, Bina. You should really work with this. Yeah. So work with IR5, the backstabbing.
By the backstabbing.
I would say do it with soul's love. With soul's love, I transform and transcend the backstabbing.
I'm sorry, Arati.
Yeah, with soul's love, I transform and transcend the backstabbing. Then the need for backstabbing, the reasons for backstabbing, the resistance to let go of the backstabbing. And
if you can repeat once again, Arati.
So
with soul's love, I transform the backstabbing.
The backstabbing. Second is, I'm not reading the whole sentence. Again, it is with soul's love, I transform and transcend my need for the backstabbing.
Okay.
Then the third will be my reasons for the backstabbing.
Okay.
Fourth is my resistance to let go of the backstabbing.
Okay.
And then also the brilliance. With soul's love, I transform and transcend the brilliance in the backstabbing.
Okay.
Because having experienced backstabbing is something which is making you move forward to find your own self.
Correct.
That's the brilliance. Correct? So take it positively.
Thank you, Arati.
Welcome, Bina. Today I must clap for you. Fabulous. Right. Next is Sri Vidya. Yes, Sri Vidya.
Hi, ma'am. A lucid reading would do.
Lucid reading would do. All right. So, are you all so vulnerable today? What is the matter? Everybody is very vulnerable today. So, Sri Vidya, it says, left vulnerability chakra in your case, reminder to safeguard your and others' interests. Okay? You could be perceiving vulnerability within you or in those who are dependent on you. This could be due to your perception that you are not safeguarding your or others' interests. Even though a lot is taken care of and protected by universal designs and mechanisms, still you are expected to take care of certain attributes or aspects of life. That is, things like your health, your prestige, your loved ones' safety and well-being, your financial welfare, etc. It's time to start safeguarding yours and your loved ones' interests. Does that resonate with you, Srividya?
Yes, yes, ma'am, it does.
It does. So the thing is that this can happen only in situations where maybe if we were ever self-centered, ever in life, or we were, what should I say, too preoccupied with our own selves, right? So all these things can happen. Because of that, today, when you're not getting the same kind of attention from others around you, or you're not able to provide that same kind of sorry about that. Yeah. Or you're not able to provide that same kind of interest, which safeguards other people's interests, their health, their situations, etc., and their well-being, etc., then you are getting impacted by it. You are suffering because of that, and you are becoming more and more vulnerable because of that. Does that resonate with you, Srividya?
Yes, it does, ma'am.
Okay, fair enough. So, time for change.
Yes.
Right? So, what
Yes.
do we do to change it? Let's start accepting that, yes, I do accept that I need to change. So, what do I need to change? That firstly, I recognize my need to take care of myself and my belongings.
Okay.
I recognize, or you can say, I accept and embrace my need to take care of myself and my belongings.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you start taking care of it yourself, things, the energies will start shifting around you.
Yes.
Yeah. And you can say also, I can take care of myself and all around me.
Okay.
Now, what is this? It's a positive affirmation that I can take care of myself and all around me. But first, I need to accept and embrace everything around me. All right?
Yes. Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Who's next? Anjali. Anjali. Yes, Anjali.
A reading, ma'am. Following whatever you said last time, I'm much better.
Good, good, very good. So, keep doing it.
Learning something every day. Yes.
Yeah, we all are. We all are. We all are constant learners. The day we stop learning, or that intention to accept new things in our life, whatever it may be, changes, people, circumstances, unfortunate situations, that's the day we stop growing. That's the day we start stagnating. And we are not meant to stagnate.
Yes,
we're here to live a full life, correct? Great.
Yes, ma'am.
So let me get a reading for you. Okay, this is right relief chakra, Anjali. That is reminder to offload the past baggage and start afresh. Okay. So it says that you may be what you are because of the past. However, is it necessary to keep carrying the burden of the past? How is this burden really helping you? If the emotions, cellular memories, beliefs, and conditioning are not really facilitating your growth or easing your life in any way, don't you think it is time to let it go? How about traveling light? How about moving on with faith that all that you would need is available to you at the right time in the right manner? That is the brilliance, okay? Be choosy about your baggage. After all, it's you who is slowing down by carrying extra baggage of the past. Does that resonate with you, Anjali?
Perfectly. Absolutely. It resonates exactly what like maybe I'm trying to do right now.
Right.
Finding ways and being positive.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Exactly. It's just exactly resonating.
So,
Aarti ma'am, I have, yeah. So
yeah,
the affirmation,
yeah, I'm giving you the affirmation. So, what I
yeah,
was telling you was that the brilliance in this whole thing is that don't carry the baggage, just travel light now. Okay. So, the moment you
yes,
offload that baggage, then the future journey that you are going to see in front of you, etc., and will help you move forward in life in the manner you wish it to be. Now, we may want the moon, all of us, okay, but we can't get the moon, no? But what can we do? We can make sure that whenever it is full moon, we go out there, admire it, love it, and say thank you for giving us such a brilliant cycle of changes and phases of you, so that we learn that changes and phases will keep happening in our lives too. So that's the only way we can get the moon, or we can buy a ball and think it's the moon, right? So the
yes.
point is, we have to learn to travel light. And traveling light means literally letting go of so many things that you may have either been carrying with you till now, which is hurtful, painful, grieving, traumatic, difficult. No, let it go.
Aarti ma'am, I
Mhm.
have let go. I mean, I've let go many things, but chota, some things, like you let go, sometimes those things come back. So right now I'm in that phase, like like solving the questions, like why is this thing coming back, or why am I feeling like this?
So,
So
Radical is telling you very directly that
yes,
Anjali, look at this, just let go. This is your higher consciousness guiding you. You see, we don't
yes,
understand it. The radical consciousness connects to your higher consciousness and then gives us messages which are meant exclusively for us. In your case, as you're saying, it's highly resonating, but I'm sure the whole lot of us who are here today will also understand that somewhere we need to follow what is being said to us, isn't it?
can I ask you something, Aarti ma'am?
Sure.
This
Sure.
is a very, I mean, I don't know it, but I need to know. You know, I don't say many radical statements. I do not this, but that radical, that word itself is always there with me in my heart. I can feel it. I can
Right.
feel it in me.
Okay.
So sometimes I feel what is happening. Means, believe me, I will say my pain, my this, that minute it will go, but how much I used to be like that, I don't do now. So I don't have a guilt of it, but today I just wanted to know, like, sometimes I feel these are passing phases because I know radical is with me very strongly,
Mhm.
and I know it is helping me. But then sometimes I tell myself, why don't I do more, the affirmations, or why don't I,
It's okay.
why I'm not regular.
Uh,
So is this normal, like in the cycle of,
So,
in the
Anjali,
path of
you have just said it that you have embraced radical. Okay. Radical is part of you. So, if you are, talking of the complete umbrella of radical, that itself is also a good indication. Don't force yourself and don't start, sort of following a path that makes you feel guilty or unsure. Even if you just say, that I accept and embrace and celebrate radical, that is fine too.
yeah,
I accept,
yes,
embrace, and celebrate radical consciousness. Please add the word consciousness.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
So that consciousness will take care of whatever is uh, to be guided for you at that point of time. But don't
yes,
make it the easy path out. Sometimes we need to walk. If you want to climb, let's say to the Everest, it's not like, going on a smooth path, everything is laid out and you're up there. No, you have to go through crevices, you have to go through mountains, you have to be deep in snow, whatever else, climbing the
yes,
Everest
yes,
is the
ma'am. Because
biggest,
I
yeah,
realized this, that initially I had some anxiety and some, anticipation adversity. So whenever I can feel those things coming back sometimes, but the minute I say those affirmations or, I start going in that mode, like I can feel it, leaving me, like, but I
Right.
have to work on it at that moment.
Yeah, make an
So
effort, but live
yes,
with radical consciousness. That is perfectly fine. And radical appreciates it. And that's why maybe it has been able to help you be where you are today. Okay. But I would recommend at least do these
yes,
statements. I accept, embrace,
yes,
and
yes,
celebrate radical consciousness, fine. But I resolve and relieve myself from the past backlog.
yes. I resolve.
Yeah, Apurva, can you write it in the group, please? I resolve and relieve myself from the past backlog. That will be
Yeah,
a big help too. Yeah.
yes.
So just do these two statements together. Accept, embrace, and celebrate radical consciousness. I resolve and relieve myself from the past backlog.
Yes, I've written.
Yeah.
Arti ma'am, want to ask you one more thing, okay? Is any body pain related to something? Like right now, I have an issue with that's the only main thing. I have some problem with my spine and my right side paining. Sometimes I feel I am concentrating too much on it. Okay. I know I have the pain. I know I have the issue. The doctor's giving me medicine. When I take it, I'm fine. When I don't, I'm not fine. But still, I'm working out all my health issues also now. So that way, I am working on me is really like after a long this, but I'm fine. But this leg thing and this side thing, sometimes I feel I'm constantly, thinking about it
One thing
because I
about
have some problem to walk, some this to this. So like, how do I handle this thing? Like,
what
I know
level are
this
you
is not.
doing with us, Anjali?
I have done third level with
Yeah,
Radical, but
yeah,
my third level was not
that's
so
okay.
properly done.
So you know that we have all the minor chakras in our body, right? So
Yes.
in these minor chakras, see which are the chakras in that area wherever you have the problem. Whether it is
Okay.
one chakra or two chakras or three chakras, look up that whole
Okay.
area. Normally, maybe you're doing a tightrope walk, and when you're doing a tightrope walk, it can be very painful, very difficult, very stressful.
Okay.
A lot of things can happen.
Okay.
But I'm not saying
Fine.
that
So
is what it is. But look up that area, look up the all the chakras in that area, you'll start getting your answers immediately.
okay,
Right?
fine. Yes. Thank you.
You're
Thank you
welcome.
very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
How long is
Yes.
this reading applicable, Apurva? I'm sorry, Arti.
What?
Bina here. How long is this reading applicable?
When you say applicable, it is up to you. You see, as long as it continues to resonate with you and you feel that it is something that I need to continue saying, not as a homework. It is not a homework that, like we used to have multiplication tables, okay, learn 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. No. If sometimes, it can be for 21 days, it could be for 3 months. Certain people have done certain affirmations for 6 months. It depends on you, how much you are ready to allow yourself to unleash your own potential.
Okay.
I mean, how quick? It's like going in first gear or second gear or third gear, knowing fully well that the path ahead may have speed breakers, may have, certain holes in it, etc. So you will navigate it accordingly. Huh? You will not sort of just take into fourth gear and just rush off your car. You won't. You will keep navigating, especially when you've just learned to drive. So you'll go slow, then you become more confident, then you'll go a little faster, then a little more. But maybe you need to still continue driving that same car. Same way with affirmations. The affirmations that you feel resonate with you and you need, I would recommend that it should be continued for as long as you think you need it. Because one fine day you may not want to say it anymore, not because you're tired of it, but because you just feel it's okay, it seems to be done. It comes, Bina, don't worry, it comes automatically. Yeah.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, Apurva.
Ma'am, lucid reading.
lucid reading for you. And that's the final one for today. All right. Popularity and recognition chakra, Apurva.
Okay.
Okay. So, reminder to open up to fame, popularity, and recognition. How open are you to receive popularity, name, and fame? Ask yourself the question today. If you are not 100% open, identify the reasons why you would be blocking natural recognition, name, fame, or popularity. There are several reasons why one avoids the opportunity to get recognition. One of the reasons is the fear of being targeted or troubled. And there are other concerns. For example, concern of losing privacy due to popularity, concern of not being able to cope up with people's expectations from you. Can you identify and address the reasons so that it gets easier for you to remain open to name, fame, popularity, and recognition, Apurva?
Yes, ma'am.
It's absolutely correct for you, right?
Yeah.
So, do I need to tell you what to say? You can say, I accept, embrace, and celebrate popularity, recognition, and fame.
Yes, ma'am.
Or I accept with soul's love, I transform and transcend my resistance to popularity, fame, and recognition.
Right.
These two.
Yeah.
So work on it and keep working on it.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So that was it. That was fantastic. I mean, let me read the chats. I haven't read the chats. Are they all your statements? Okay. Chabina had written over. All right. So thank you very much, all of you, for being here, for staying with us. And today we've been able to finish a little earlier, but do keep coming to the platform. Let's keep finding solutions and resolutions to all that we go through. And we can do it collectively, because when we are all here together, we don't realize we are healing each other. Everybody has been here collectively because the consciousness of Redikall has made sure that all of us experience, understand, accept, embrace, and synchronize with the possibilities that can develop after going through all the readings and, whatever readings come out for everybody. It's meant for all of us. Okay? So thank you very much. All the best. Have a great weekend. See you next Friday. Bye-bye.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Bye. Love you all.
Bye.